and intelligence. Sada, always. Prashanta, quiet, Kama, whose material desires. Daita, completely devoid of Asuraha, demonic nature. Asuraha, although born in demonic family. Okay, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Although Prahlad Maharaja was born in a family of Asuras, he himself was not an Asura, but a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Unlike the other Asuras, he was never envious of Vaishnavas. He was not agitated when put into danger, and he was neither directly nor indirectly interested in the pretty activities described in the Vedas. Indeed, he considered everything material to be useless, and therefore he was completely devoid of material desires. He always controlled his senses and life air, and being of steady intelligence and determination, he subdued all lusty desires. Okay, repeat after me. Although Prahlad Maharaja was born in family of Asuras, he himself was not an Asura, but a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Unlike the other Asuras, he was never envious of Vaishnavas. He was not agitated when put into danger. And he was neither directly nor indirectly interested in the pretty activities described in the Vedas. Indeed, he considered everything material to be useless, and therefore he was completely devoid of material desires. He always controlled his senses and life air, and being of steady intelligence and determination, he subdued all lusty desires. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada. From this verse, we discover that a man is not qualified or disqualified simply by birth. Prahlad Maharaja was an Asura by birth. Yet, he possessed all qualities of a perfect Brahmana. Brahmanya Sila Sampanna. Anyone can become fully qualified Brahmana under the direction of a spiritual master. Prahlad Maharaja provided a vivid example of how to think of spiritual master and accept his directions calmly. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmittamena Tasmai Shuriguruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachati Deshatarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagada Mahyam Dadati Swapadhantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrachatam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamsham. He Krishna करुण सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। हे कृष्ण करुण सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। हे कृष्ण करुण सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यः च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यः च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यः च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Okay, kindly forgive me if I commit any offense or if I make a mistake or anything. You're all, great Vaishnavas, all learned, know everything, but I am very insignificant. Please forgive me if anything, and correct me if I do any. If I say anything which is not official or something like that. This particular verse describes Prahlad Maharaj. They say real quality, not only of an Vaishnava, the real quality of an human being, which has to be, like in my previous classes, I said, all living entities actually are equal in everything. Only difference between each living entity is their sadhana, their understanding. Otherwise, all living entities are born same. And here is the special this verse. This verse says, Prahlad Maharaj was great devotee, everybody knows. And actually, the 12 Mahajanas, Prahlada's name comes first. Prahlada Narada. So Narada was his spiritual master, although Prahlad's name is first because he was the greatest devotee of Lord Vishnu or Sri Hari. So his teachings, it is not that he has studied so many Vedas and all those, became, no. He was just in mother's womb. Narada Muni was preaching to his mother, Kayavadu, when Prahlad Maharaj was in his garbha. So, and with that learning, he had become a great Vaishnava. And unlike other asuras, where his Prabhupada clearly says, he is not like any other asuras. He was a great devotee. Asuras are usually hate Vishnu. They are not devotees. Their asuras are rascals and all. We can see present day asuras. So many asuras are there present day in Kali Yuga. And at that time also asuras are existing. It is not that asuras are only in Kali Yuga. Asuras are there at the time. All the time asuras are existing. All the time everybody is existing. Only the quantum is different. In Kali Yuga, mostly predominant is asuric. Mentality is predominant. At that time, those ages, asuric mentality is not predominant. So this time, asuric mentalities are very predominant. And here, the special thing about Prahlad Maharaj is he was a pure devotee of Krishna or Sri Hari. At the time, Krishna was not incarnated or anything. It's Satyayuga. Satyayuga, nobody knows about Krishna. It was all Vishnu or Sri Hari. It was said Sri Hari. Of course, Krishna's knowledge, although it was there, because of the 4 ages, Krishna comes in Kali, this Dwapara Yuga. That's why this was Satyayuga. At that time, Krishna was not mentioned in the Bhagavatam. It is Sri Hari was mentioned. Vishnu, Lord Vishnu is worshipped. Now, the typical thing we need to understand is Prahlad Maharaj. He didn't go to any school. He didn't study anything. He was only 5-year-old. 5-year-old only. Only 5-year-old. He has so much of knowledge and he was able to preach to his schoolmates. And he had all the etiquettes of Brahmanical qualities. See here, especially Prabhupada says, nobody is born as a Brahmana. Nobody is Brahmana. Brahmana is because of his, whatever culture he develops, his qualities develops. That's why he is called Brahmana. Or a Mlecha or anything, his quality is what he develops. So it means anyone become Brahmana. But there is a process for that. Prabhupada followed that process. And I'm not born in a Brahmana family. Never. I'm a Shudra or a Vaishya. But I am a Brahmana doing Brahmana service. So it means the particular process if you follow and you get purified and you can do that service. Lord is available to everyone. It is not only available to Brahmana. So anyone can do the service, but when the process needed, we have to undergo purification because we are impure souls. Because we have so many desires. What has happened? So when we take birth, especially in human body, when in a human body, because this is the highest form of body in the material world, human body is the highest form of body. Through this human body, we can do many, many, many things. Not in all other bodies we'll be able to do many things. In a human body, we are able to do, we can advance in spiritual knowledge, purify ourselves, get out of this cycle, birth and death. Otherwise, we are in the cycle of birth and death. We are always there. We are existed now, and future also we are going to exist. It's never a time we are not there. It is because it is a Sanatana. In Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana is only this Sanatana. Other religious, they are not religion actually. They are whatever they call religion. Dharma is translated in English as religion, but it's Dharma is not religion. It's the nature, Dharma. So for example, many times everybody gives that example. Nature of the water, Dharma of the water is flowing. It flows. That's why Dharma. What's the Dharma of the living entity? Is Dharma of the living entity is surrender to the Lord, Supreme Lord. So if you surrender to Supreme Lord and follow that path, and always in the protection of Supreme Lord, then we are very safe and we are peaceful. If we don't follow that, we are actually not peaceful. We are always in lot of problems. So that's regarding the Dharma. But here actually we are discussing about Prahlad Maharaj's qualities. Although Prahlad Maharaj, small child, his qualities are cannot be compared to anyone. He is a special personality. and he's a special personality. And how he got that qualities, that particular personality, is the thing which we need to understand. For our what we have to take out from Prahlad Maharaj, that's what we have to grasp from this particular verse. It's a very important verse. So, as Prabhupada says, anybody can become a Brahmana. It is not by birth. And Prahlad Maharaj was born in a Ashuric family, but his qualities are, non-comparable. It is tremendously. And what we need to learn. So, for us, all this from Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, what we need to learn is what is for us in those literatures, what we could learn. In these literatures, what we learn is to be truthful, always truthful. And see, in the material life, there is dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. These four things are four pillars of life: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma means religiousness. Whatever we do, it has to be shastric. It has to be right. Not that we do whimsically, whatever we like, we do. It's not. Whatever we do, it has to be shastric. It should be approved by Shastra. So that is dharma. So if you are earning money, we have to earn money because artha is needed for any life. In material life, we need the artha or to get anything, and that artha has to be earned by dharmic. It is not by we steal, do dacoity and earn it and they enjoy it. No, we should not. It has to be. And if at all we want to give charity to someone, that money has not to be stolen from somebody and we give charity. We won't get if you have stolen some money and given in charity, that's not charity. You will get reaction on that. But charity, what you give, it has to be your hard-earned money. You must have struggled to get that money, then you can give charity. Otherwise, that charity is not your charity. You will get reaction. That is artha. And for our sustenance, whatever we earn, it has to be hard work, labor, and we have to. So that way, whatever Lakshmi we get, that Lakshmi we spent, on anything, that's fruitful, and you will get. And Kama. Kama is most important thing. Is everything happens, all this desire. Kama means desire. Whatever desires we have. Dharma, artha, kama. Kama means all desires. We have so many desires. What kind of desires we should imbibe with us? What kind of desires? So, there are different type kamas. Somebody wants to, sex enjoyment. Somebody want to become millionaire and, so many. Somebody want to become very famous. Somebody become, want to be big wrestler or something very famous personality or anything. These are all the desires, the karma. Because of this material world is running. Because we are all behind of these things. What you want to achieve through that? We can do definitely. We can achieve all those things if you process the process. Like process to become spiritually advanced. Similarly, for this also there are processes. To fulfill our desires, also process. Suppose somebody wants to become a big writer. So he has to go under the process. You have to study all those things, literatures, and you have to become an expert, then you will become. And somebody wants to become a big banker. So that also their process is there. But those processes fulfill your desires, definitely. Desires will be fulfilled. But whether those desires or whether they are useful for you as a living entity, that's the most important thing we need to learn. We are living entity and we are in this material world and we are suffering all the time. This is duality. This material world always duality. That's good and bad, day and night. So all the dualities are there. We are going through dualities. All the time we see now winter is going, now spring is coming. Last year also winter was there. Spring has come, then summer has come, then autumn has come, then again winter. It's a cycle. Going on, going on, going on. Every year we understand that. No, every year we, in the winter comes, we have the coat and all those. When the summer comes, we are. So this is a cycle. Always we are in cycle. It is like chewing the chewed again and again, chewing the chewed again and again, chewing the chewed again and again. So we are in this process, and we are doing this millions and millions of our lives times. We don't know. We are Sanatana. We are always existed. So we pass through so many millions of births, millions of births. We had millions of parents, father, mother. We have so many fathers and mothers. We don't remember all those things. We don't know. So many millions of fathers, so many children we had in our previous lives. And whatever form, the children will be born because this is the process. So we are there and we are still there. Whether we want to be here like this only, the chewing the chewed, or we want to get out of this cycle of birth and death. Coming back, going, taking birth, going to mother's womb, taking birth again, and then become kid and learning all those things, remaining here, dominance, and afterwards you have to die. Our body has changed, we know, because when I was a child, I had a very tender body. Now my body is changed now. I look like aged now. So it will be changing. Everything material changes. Even plants, flowers, everything changes. You could see the fresh flower comes. Oh, so beautiful, very nice. We could. Then after some time, that is gone. You can't use it. So similarly, our body, what body we got, also, it develops, it becomes very tender, very nice in the childhood. Oh, it grows. You become teenager, very nice body. You become youth, very beautiful, very handsome. And then this starts age. You decline, it become change. Then finally you have to give up. It is not workable. So this is a cycle. Whether we have to remain in this cycle, but whereas we are not this body, so we are thinking. So problem with us. So now we are thinking we are these bodies. Actually, we are not these bodies. This body is changing. Like in any clothes we wear, after some time it gets torn, we have to throw it away. And this body also we have to throw it away. But whereas we don't become old, we say the child, we had a child, we are a child, then we grow up, now become age. But actually, whether we change it, no, we are still that mentality of the child only. We are the same. We never changed. Only our body changed. Because the body changed, our mentality is also changed. Our thinking process is changed because the change of body and the environment. Otherwise, we are same. So we are, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mama eva amsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Mama eva amsha. It is my own part. Eva amsha. Jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Sanatana means always existing. It means we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are Krishna children. But what had happened, we are put into different bodies, like in a different cages. We are given particular cage. On this cage, you are living in this cage. Like, allotment of apartments, we can see, we get, the particular this room, you are living in this room, you are given this room. Okay. Thereafter, your room is changed, you would put in another room. Like that, we have got on changing our bodies, different rooms, changing. You keep on changing. But the person is same. No change at all. Yeah. So even I changed so many rooms, I changed so many houses, and I was in a different country, and I came on now this country. So I was in India, very nice weather, very beautiful. Bombay, it was very nice all the time. It is all the 365 days, nice weather. Not like north where you get snow and all those things. This Bombay is very good. I was there. Then I went to Gulf, Middle East, very hot. 50 Celsius, very hot, very different, altogether different community. Then I came here, very cold. In winter you can't, my goodness, so it's all changing. So all this environment change. Whether I change? No, I am still there. Still I am the boy who was in Bombay, who was struggling and going to school and all those things, everything was doing. My mind, I'm still that boy only. Although I'm here, I'm still that person. I have not changed. Because my circumstances are changed, my behavior, my this thing may be changed. You look like change. If I go to Bombay again, so I'm the same. Like if I think of that particular atmosphere when I was growing up in Bombay, I'll be still, enjoying that. Oh, so it was very nice time in Hyatt. But now here this, so different circumstances. So similarly, we are changing different bodies, and our this thing also changed, but we didn't change at all. Even when we take birth, a child, whether that living entity was changed, no, he is an old person. We may think a child yesterday he was born, now he is born, we may think it is a very tender child, he doesn't know anything. Actually he knows all those things, because that baggage, whatever the activities he did. Okay, thank you, bro. All the best. Haribol. Okay. So whatever, whenever particular child is born, we think of tender child. Whereas he is not tender. He is a Purusha Purana. He was existing so many lifetimes and taken in birth now, but he is tender body because he changed his, let us say he has changed his apartment. So new apartment he came. In the new apartment, he doesn't know much thing. So somebody needs to guide him. Okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Similarly, the parents are guiding that child. But that child has a lot of experience of life, because he was in Sanatana, he was in many bodies. He was existed in many bodies. He has undergone so many processes, and he come to this situation. Now in this situation, he is learning things. Once he come up, his understanding comes up, because this development of the body and the mind, because all this whatever is stored in the our subtle body, because all this whatever we carry, whatever karmic reaction, it goes with the subtle body. Gross body we live, in the subtle body, all the memories, all the activities, all the reactions, they are stored, and it goes with the subtle body. When the Atma goes out of this body, it goes there, and it has the reactions. Whatever the karma he did, according to whether he suffer or he will enjoy, accordingly he takes birth. But all those things are there. It's not new. When body is being developed, they are not connected with the Atma at. That's why the development of the mind and all those this instrument, like we put in a computer certain chip. That chip has to transfer there. So that time has to come when that chip get transferred. At that time, you will get all those things, whatever the reaction you need to suffer, that comes to his process. So that's the process. It means no one is lower or higher. Neither you are higher or I am higher. No other you are lower, I am higher. No, everybody is same. But that particular circumstance, particular situation, our experience, somebody has experienced it very well, somebody has did sadhana, they advance, somebody has not advanced. That's the only the difference. So we need to understand all the living entities are. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is the mic processor. I don't know this. I never used it. So sorry, Mataji. Sorry. So what I was saying. We all are equal. No? Yeah. We are all are equal. There is nothing, no difference. Only the situations we made progress in particular direction. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, all living entities are equal and same. That's why where this, all this caste system or anything, these things are irrelevant. Now you must have seen the Kumbh Mela, Mahakumbh. So there, everybody gone. All are, taking, dip in the Sangam, where in the Prayagraj Sangam. So all are taking, because there is no Brahmana, they're advanced or anything, everybody, side by side, side by side. There is no inequality. So it means there is no inequality at all because we are all children of God. Sri Krishna. Mama eva amsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanata. We are all. There is no difference at all. Only our circumstances, sometimes we must be advanced in knowledge, sometimes we are not. We are in different bodies. And like, limitations. In a human body, we are there. We have so many possibilities of, advancing ourselves. In any other body, we don't have that facilities. If we get an elephant body, we can't do so many things. If we get a lion's body, we can do certain things only. But a human body, you can do everything. Everything. One specialty in a human body is that we can get out of this cycle of birth and death. Whereas in any other body, we can't get out unless special mercy is there. Only in special mercy, if somebody gets like, that whose dog, yes, gone to, yes, his dog. His special mercy, if you get, you may. Otherwise, in other bodies, you can't get out of this cycle of birth and death. So, in human body, we get that particular facility. Whether we always get the human body, that's the big question. Whether we will get human body, because we don't know what the baggage we have. Whatever the karmic reactions we are carrying, we don't know. We may take, karmic reactions, bad reactions or good reactions. They go simultaneously with this. Accordingly, we get this body. When we leave this body, whatever is left out will go into the next body. There either we have to suffer or enjoy. So while in the next body, we don't know because we don't remember. While Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was saying Arjuna that I taught this Bhagavad Gita millions of years ago to sun god Vyaswan. The Arjuna was perplexed. You are my contemporary, you are my cousin. How did you spoke Bhagavad Gita millions of years ago, sun god Vyaswan? Then Krishna explained that you and I are existed all the time. At that time also, you existed. You don't remember any of them. And I remember everything because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Arjuna got a material body, material covering. Whereas Krishna's body is not material. It's all spiritual. Completely spiritual. Everything is therein. We forget because when we take a new body, when we go to mother's womb, another mother's womb, there is the process because the child in the mother's womb suffers a lot because in the womb, in our stomach, what is there? All dirty things in our stomach. Our body, we may look very beautiful, very handsome in outside, but inside what we have? It's all dirty things, right? Full of dirt inside, full of dirt. All this wounds, everything. Similarly, when the garbha, that womb, when the child is there, child is suffering a lot. At that time, it said that child remembers everything and child prays to God. Oh, Sri Krishna, please get me out of this. I am suffering here like anything. Please get me out. After I get out, I will worship you. I will do your bhajan. I will worship you. At that time, child knows. But we also experience the same thing. Do we remember that? We don't remember that. Forgotten. The process, this what was created in this particular process, because when we come out of mother's womb, at that time, it's not an easy process coming out of mother's womb. It is particularly forced to come out. And this particular process, in that process, you forget everything. When you come out of mother's womb, mother's body, you forget everything. You don't know anything. You just cry. And maybe the impression would be there. I had seen something like Parikshit Maharaj. So Krishna in the womb of Uttara, when he was in Uttara's womb, he saw Sri Krishna there, and his name is Parikshit because he was seeing. Oh, I had seen something. Whether where is he? So similarly, but we don't have that particular facility. It is not there. When particular child is coming out, at that time he forgets everything. Completely forget. We are not remembering. We don't remember even we are in mother's womb. We don't remember. Not at all. So at that time, so then we start with our new karmas. In the new body, new karmas. New karmas. So that's why all these teachings, this Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitam, and Krishna does all those things to get the living entity out of this cycle of birth and death. Krishna does everything. All this Bhagavatam, all this, why it has happened? Bhagavatam, it is happened by Krishna's arrangement. Krishna, because Maharaj Parikshit, because he's gone somewhere. Oh, sorry. Is okay. So that doesn't come there. This is only for the voice, right? Not for this thing. This is for the voice only. Yes. So Maharaj Parikshit, the existence of Maharaj Parikshit is for that purpose only. Srimad Bhagavatam to be taught. So to the whole world. That's why Maharaj Parikshit, his birth was there. And this all those things Krishna is arranging for the living entities get out of this cycle of birth and death. That's the only process. And getting out of the cycle of birth and death, what? Not to go to again the material world. Go back to Krishna Loka. Wherever Krishna's pastimes are going on, we have to become associates of Krishna. That's the goal. Krishna wants to attract everybody to the spiritual world and want to be served by all the living entities. Krishna was the reservoir of all the pleasure. And when we are with Krishna, and we are able to be very peaceful. Actually, we are living a life when we are with Krishna. Otherwise, we are struggling here ourselves, enjoying, here we think we are the master. I can do this, I can do that, and whatever. Somebody is very big person and very dominant. So here we can do that, but in the spiritual world we don't have to do that. There is no desire to lord it over anything. We don't have any desire to lord it over. Here, Prahlad Maharaj has suppressed all those desires. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsara, everything, whatever he had within that, he was able to suppress it because he heard the spiritual discourse when he was in mother's womb. From Narada Muni is very advanced sage. He heard it, he understood it, and he was able to control it. Everybody has Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mana, Moha, Moda, Matsara, because attachment to family and everything we have. Kama also we have. I have to do this, I have to do this. Moha also attachment. Oh, I want to enjoy this, I want to enjoy this. Everything is there within us. Whether we succumb to those desires or we suppress them, ignore them, suppress them. See what the quality we need to get, what the understanding we have to do, that we should be able to suppress the enemies, what we have within our body and mind, those 6 enemies. 6 enemies are there. We have to able to suppress them, able to control them, because usually they control us. Though control the living entity. Those enemies control the living entities. That living entity goes with that. Suppose, if we are not determined, we are not understanding the process, those particular desires or the senses, because those desires are fulfilled through the senses, tongue, eyes, the ears, those are, they are controlling us. Suppose, I want to eat particular thing or anything. It comes in front of, I want to jump into it. So it means I am controlled by that desire. So if I say it has come to me and I don't want to do it, I will separate, then I controlled it. So this controlling nature has to come. So Prahlad Maharaj was able to control all his desires. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsara, everything. Like, family affection. Because, when he was a child, when he was brought from the Gurukul to Hiranyakashipu, then he prayed to Hiranyakashipu, my dear father. And Hiranyakashipu asked him, what did you learn in Gurukula? And he said, what he learned is Harinam. He started describing about, how Lord Hari is. So Lord Hari is enemy of Hiranyakashipu. He just threw him from his lap and said, no, useless child. So then, thereafter when he asked, then he didn't say Pitasri. He said, Daityaraj. When he challenged him, he said, Daityaraj, no Pitasri. So attachment is gone. So attachment will be there because he is a realized soul. Prahlad Maharaj understood everything. What is this material life and what is this? So that's why his attachment with his father is gone immediately. So it means for us, it is very difficult. So we are attached to our family, our children, or our relatives or friends. We are attached. We can't give up immediately. And whereas a detached, self-realized soul able to no attachment at all. He was Prahlad Maharaj was not attached with anything. Constantly chanting Krishna's name. Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari, all the time. Whatever punishment Hiranyakashipu gave him, he has been put under the elephant leg. So nothing happened. He is Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari. So elephant also couldn't crush him. And he has been thrown out of the mountain. Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari. Actually, Sri Hari was, holding him when he was thrown out, and he was just landing so nicely. And he was put in the fire. So burned it off. He was saying, Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari. The fire couldn't burn him. The fire, all these elements are the agents of the Sri Hari, Krishna's agents. So they work under his instruction, Krishna's instruction, not Hiranyakashipu's instruction. Hiranyakashipu may be thinking, this fire I put and it will burn. That fire won't burn him because Sri Hari is chanting Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari. That Sri Hari was protecting him. Similarly, we also chant Sri Hari in all our activities. Whatever we do tell to Krishna. Krishna is doing, I am not doing it. Krishna. Whatever I will do it for Krishna. So then, Sri Hari will be always with us in presence. Although he is there with us as Paramatma, but he is dormant. He is not active. Unless you become a devotee of Krishna, that Paramatma is not active. He is living. The Atma, whatever you want to do, you do. I am just watching you. And whatever the reaction you get, you will get the reaction because it's already arranged. He's not doing any, punishment or anything. Paramatma doesn't do it because already process is there. But when the Paramatma becomes active, when we turn him, then he protects us. Prahlad Maharaj has turned to Sri Hari, and that's why he was protected. And what is our duty? What we learn from that? Constantly think of Sri Hari. Do everything, whatever we do for Sri Hari. In material life, we may have obligation, parents, children, and all that. We will look after them. But for Sri Hari, that's our duty, what we need to do. But in the name of Sri Hari, not in our own name. I am not doing. I am not maintaining my children. I am not maintaining anything. It's all Sri Hari is doing. If we do it to Sri Hari, then we will be able to become like Prahlad. So we have to become like Prahlad. So our goal to become like Prahlad. So these all the things we need to learn. And we'll also be able to become like Prahlad if we had that particular determination. And that process we follow sincerely. We are not able to follow that process very sincerely. All those great devotees who are self-realized, they process it so seriously. So they were able to do it. We are not able to do it because we are not that much determined to do it. So determination, we have to get that determination we have to get from Hiranyakashipu. In our previous chapter, we learned about Hiranyakashipu's tapasya, that austerity he did so determinedly. So same, what we learn from Hiranyakashipu, the determination. What we have to learn from Prahlad, because he did it for different purpose and he is doing it a different purpose. Two different personalities from the same thing, same family, two personalities, Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. Prahlad, we have to follow. Hiranyakashipu's only determination we take, and from Prahlad, all the good qualities we need to take. Once we take that, then we'll be able to get out of this cycle of birth and death, become, peaceful. And that's what the living entities' duties. Okay, I will end here. Ask me any questions, or your this thing is gone.
It's okay. Oh, this.
Okay. Any questions? Yeah, ask me any questions. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Who? If somebody is watching online. Any questions? Anybody? If anybody watching it online, if you have any questions, I think you have to put in the comment, and then
Yeah, I'll be able to read.
oh, you will be able to find out. If comment, if you have any questions, and if you anything, then give in comment. Then Mother Dehuti will let me know. Then I will answer it. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we'll end here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Yeah, this yeah, it was there since the time of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and today also some envious people keep saying Brahmana can be just by birth, and they just keep